Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTubeverse? I'm gonna do that promised video real quick about what poison and venom difference is and types that you're gonna find out there. Mostly found through plants, animals, and in cases where we make our own stuff too, but we're not talking about the human-made stuff. We're talking about the stuff that we find in nature as it is already. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get into some of the stuff, how they're different, and things that you might want to look out for. I mean, obviously, you want to know all the animals in your area. So if you're ever unsure about something, do a quick little research on it to see what sort of toxins that you might have in your own local area and keep yourself protected. Knowing is the best defense and the best way to keep yourself safe from anything out there. So stay tuned, hope you like it, and let's get going. So I want to start off with poisons, because poisons are often confused for venoms, because I've often heard people say, oh, well, this poison is snake. Snakes, reptiles, all that do have a poison in them, but you have to eat them raw to get that poison. It's usually salmonella, the same thing that you find with chicken and stuff like that. If you do not cook the chicken fully through, you're going to get salmonella poisoning. Poisoning is usually done through inhaling, ingesting, or even absorbed through skin. In some cases, you can inject the poison, but it takes someone making a syringe, putting that poison into the syringe outside of animal usage or plant usage, and then literally injecting it onto the skin. Now, the difference between the poison and the venoms need to be in the bloodstream. They need to get injected somehow. And there's two different types of that, but we're going to get into them after the poisons, of course. So with poisons, plants are usually poisonous, and some of the ones example through touch that you will see all over North America is poison oak, poison ivy. It causes rash and lumps, and some people do have an immunity. They're not allergic to that stuff. I have not a full immunity, but I've walked through stuff like that before and didn't really get itchy or anything like that to a bad point. Like, I might have gotten a little itchy or gotten something, but once I put some shampoo on it real quick, it was gone. So in some cases, certain poisons do affect people differently. But you always want to know what's around. And even stuff like your food and so on can be poisonous. The different types of poisons also will fall into different types of venoms. And that would be usually your neuro and hemo, as far as that goes. The neuro, most commonly seen in poison dart frogs, because they are a poisonous creature. They make a mucus that can be absorbed through your skin, and it will cause your body to kind of shut down. Poison will attack basically in three ways, mainly targeting the cells and everything. One is blocking all signals from your cells to connect and keep your body moving to the point where it can be so severe that your muscle, your main muscle in your chest, your heart, would probably stop beating because your body just cannot make those signals. Another thing is pretty much starving nutrition to the cells and causing them to break down, kind of a thing. Not in the way that hemotoxin work, where it's destroying cells on a physical level, kind of a thing. But it's pretty much starving the cells from what they would need to keep replicating properly, pretty much stopping cellular growth. And then finally, there's the last one that works just like a hemotoxin, where I was just talking about, where it does break things down and so on, but it's different from the way some poisons work and so on. So the thing with the venom, why it's different than poison, even though they have a lot of similar properties depending on the creature and so on, you can drink a venom, and as long as you have no lesions, which means cuts or anything along your throat and on the inside of your throat, or you have no ulcers in your stomach or anything, your body will not be affected by the venom, no matter what, immunity or not. So as long as the venom is not injected into the blood or meets open wound in any way to get to cells and stuff that are in the bloodstream, it's not going to affect you. Whereas poison, it can just go through the skin. So in that case, poison is more dangerous than venom, because venom, you have to entice a bite from a creature in order to get it delivered to you. In some cases, you may not even see it coming, because Australia has that thing called the rockfish, and that thing looks like a rock. And it has a venom that if you step on it, spines come up, and it is very, very painful kind of a venom. Most of the most powerful venoms you will find in the ocean, because those creatures have vast everything out there, and they have to get their food now. So they will attack, and hopefully it's usually a neurotoxin that makes it go quick. You won't find as much hemotoxin in the ocean. A lot of it's more neuro-based, causing extreme pain or blocking your body from functioning, really. So just be careful when mostly out in the ocean. Jellyfish and so on are just the most common worldwide as far as something that can cause you to be envenomated, I guess. Well, they do like a weird thing with that because the stinging cells, it acts like more like a venom, but that would fall into the zootoxin category, which is a third category that's not really talked about, which is a type of poison or venom secreted by any living creature that is a mammal or animal, not animal, mammal. Mammals, there's a very few mammals that produce any kind of venom, and I believe the slow lorry, if I'm saying that correctly, yes, I believe that is one of them. But yeah, so a lot of stuff out there with that, but the main difference, the main thing you really got to know is what the difference between the two are. So, for example, again, if this pencil here was coated in a lot of venom, and I take my hand here, and I just go ahead and... So if that pencil was coated with venom, that would have envenomated me, and I would have probably gotten some sort of toxin thing injected into my bloodstream, and yeah, that would have happened. And then for poison, you would have to drink, inhale, or just let it absorb through the skin. Poison's not typically or normally known. The closest thing you would get to a poison that would be injected is like some of that acidic stuff that'll come out from assassin bug or something, in the way that they would attack this stuffs. But hopefully this helped you guys out, and hopefully you stop calling snakes poisonous, because they're really not. They're more venomous than anything else. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to double check if that was my Venom pencil or not.